Hey there. Today, we're going to be making one of my favorite Christmas classic recipes. Fajitas. So here is everything you're going to need. We're going to start by whipping up a quick marinade. First, we're going to add some balsamic vinegar. And then some soy sauce. And a dash of lemon juice. Holy crap, that's a lot. Alright, and then some honey. Be sure to block the camera angle with the bottle of honey when you do this. Very important step. Alright, then we're going to add some cumin and a bunch of fresh cracked pepper. A lot of that. We're going to give this a good whisk. Normally I would also use Worcestershire sauce, but I forgot to get it at the store because I'm an idiot. So the next thing we're going to do is get some gallon Ziploc bags. And we're going to put our meat inside of the bag and then pour the marinade on top. Today we're making a pound of steak and a pound of chicken. So they have to go in separate bags. You do not want to cross different kinds of raw meat together. That is called cross-contamination. If you're a novice chef, this can make you very sick. So be very careful not to do that. Keep everything separate. And once we've added the marinade, we're going to wrap up this bag, try to get all the air out. Zip it up tight, throw it in the fridge for 12 hours. Next, we're going to start to make our tortillas. Now, what we're using here is something called masa harina, and it's basically corn flour. I've got 2 cups of this in this bowl here. 2 cups is going to be about enough to make 8 tortillas. To this, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of warm water. So it's a 3-to-4 ratio. You want to use about 3/4 as much water as you do masa. We're going to mix this up. And once it starts to get pretty clumpy like that, you can switch over to start using your hands. Now it's a lot easier to work with than a traditional flour dough. This has more of a consistency of Play-Doh. It's not quite as sticky. So next we got to cut up all this crap. Ta-da! So you can see the peppers have been julienned. The fruit, we have limes and oranges. We've quartered those. I sliced up the onions and not too thin. Make sure they have a little bit of thickness to them. And the garlic. Yeah, that's a lot of garlic. That's about 8 cloves. You probably want to use about half that much. Alright, so now we get to making the tortillas. So remember that ball of dough we made? What I have here is a cutting board and a plastic grocery bag that's been cut in half. And I'm going to spray a little bit of cooking oil on it. And we're going to rip out about a golf ball sized hunk of this dough. This is very difficult to do with one hand, so use both. Try to get it as spherical as you can. You can use your hands to do this rather than rolling it on a counter like an idiot. And put it right in the middle there. Pull the other side of that bag over top of it. And then what you need is something flat, clear, and hard. So a glass cutting board works great, or if you have a glass baking dish that is flat, you can use that as well. Just going to put it on top and you're going to smash down, and it's going to make a perfectly shaped tortilla. Now I'm going to have to put this camera down. Use both hands to get it a little bit bigger than that. So now we're just going to throw it in a pan on very high heat. I have it at about 80% heat. And it should take a minute or two on each side. Be ready. And when you start to see these dark spots coming on there, that's when you know they're ready to go. Now we're going to place that on paper towels on top of a sheet of aluminum foil. Cover it up like this. I'm going to make 8 of these. And while one's cooking, you can prepare the next one. Now, these tortillas are incredible. They taste about 20 times better than anything you're going to get at a store. Plus, they don't have all the crap preservatives in them, and they're cheaper. So once you make these, you will never buy tortillas from the store ever again. Now it's time to cook the meat. So I'm grilling it, but you can also throw it in a pan if you want. Now notice I have 2 separate tongs here. Again, very important not to cross-contaminate your meat, all right? So if you're looking over here, I have one for steak and one for chicken. So now I've got some rice cooking in this pot over here. Follow the directions on the little bag of rice. And this pan I have preheated. I have another one to the side here. One's going to be for chicken, one's going to be for the steak. And I have some extra virgin olive oil already preheated in there. So first, we're going to add the peppers. Today we're using red and yellow bell peppers. I'm going to toss these around in the oil. I'm going to let them cook for around 5 minutes on about a medium heat, maybe a little higher. Alright, so now it's time to add the onions. Each pan's getting an entire onion, so you want a whole onion and a whole bell pepper basically for each pound of meat you're going to make. But don't worry, they're going to reduce down and it's not going to be giant clumps of onion in your fajitas. Alright, let's let these sweat for a few minutes. And the next thing is the garlic. That is probably twice as much garlic as you want to use, but I really like garlic, and it's really good for your cardiovascular system. And we're going to mix this up, let it sweat for a couple more minutes, and then we're going to add everything else. So now we're going to add the chicken to one pan, and then the steak is going in the other pan. Look at that perfectly cooked steak. You cannot beat that. Alright, and next is going to come the cilantro. Then we're going to add this brand Badia fajita seasoning. I find this is the best one I've been able to find, and it's the cheapest. You get these huge things of it. We're going to add some extra chili powder and a dash of cayenne pepper. I would add a ton of it, but my wife is a lightweight when it comes to spicy food. And then remember the oranges and limes we sliced up? Well, we're going to squeeze all those into the pan. We're going to mix this all up, and then we're going to let it simmer at about a 50% heat for a good 5-10 minutes. Yeah, those are looking pretty good. Let's check out the steak. Pretty good. Pretty good. And here's the finished product. Look at this fabulous display of culinary expertise. Let's tuck in.